So welcome to Dcess Academy. So I'll be your tutor. I'll be your tutor for this UIUX design class, for this bootcamp, this 3 weeks bootcamp. So you're going to talk about UIUX, and we're going to explore so many things about UIUX design. So hopefully time permits us, we're going to do so many things, so many fun activities in this bootcamp. So we're going to start today's class by introducing ourselves to UIUX design. So I know that most of us would have heard about UI design, UX design, and I believe some of us might even be in the field already, doing well in the field, or just wanting to even add more to the knowledge. So we'll just do the basics for today, introduction to UI, UX design. So what is UI, UX design? So UI design, UX design, UI stands for user interface. So when you hear UI design, that UI in the UI design stands for user interface. While the UX in the UX design stands for user experience. So it is user interface, user experience. So these two fields are closely related. They're like cousins, but they are two distinct types or disciplines within the field of product design. So product design is like the head of them. UI, user interface, UX, user experience. So they both work hand in hand. So UI is holding UX, UX is holding UI. So that's about that definition. So what is UI design? So UI design focuses on the visual elements of a digital product. Simply put, it involves creating visually appealing and aesthetic pleasing interfaces that facilitates user interactions. So let me give an instance. You can see your phone now. Right now, I'm currently presenting my screen, and the medium I'm using is my phone, and I'm using Google Meet. Yeah. So Google Meet is an interface that is being projected to us on our various ends. So even if you're in Canada, even if you're in Imo State, you can see what I am showing here from my house on your phone. And you are seeing an interface that is dark and gray in colors and so many profile icons. This is just UI. So what you are seeing on your phone currently, this aesthetics that you are seeing on your phone presently is UI. So an interface is the graphical layout of the application. That's what you are seeing, this graphical layout, the frames you are seeing, the square, the boxes, the circle, the icons, everything you are seeing on your screen right now is the UI. So the user interface is the interface through which a user interacts with a device. I'm seeing this Google Meet on my phone, and I'm using my system to present. So I can see everybody's frame. In their frame, I'm seeing an icon, and I'm seeing their name, and I'm seeing this mute icon, and I'm seeing this mic icon, and I'm seeing this thumb icon, or sorry, hand icon. So all this is the user interface, and how I'm able to interact with this user interface is UI. So if I want to just end this call, for instance, now, all I have to do is just navigate to that red icon that has a call icon inside, and I will tap on it, and the call ends. So I'm interacting with my phone. That's UI. You are interacting with your phone or your device, your system, your smartwatches. That's just the UI. For example, on a mobile phone, the user interface is what is displayed on the screen of your device. If you are playing game, that's what you are seeing. Okay, someone said they can't see my screen. Please, can anybody see my screen? If you can see my screen, just react.
I can see it.
Okay. So the person that couldn't see my screen, please kindly join again. It's probably your network. I know that network is really doing a major thing in Nigeria today. Please just join again. If you're having network issues, just kindly join again. Thank you. So you're playing with a game. You're playing a game. So the way you're navigating on your game, you're purchasing game products, all those things, coins, that is the UI. You want to play a music now, so you go to Spotify or Apple Music, you search for Adele and you're playing a song. All this thing is UI, what you are seeing, the nice interface, the colors that it's bringing out. It is the UI. So examples of user interfaces on different size screens. We have smartwatches, smartphones, laptop, monitor, smartwatches. So all these are representation of UI. These are where you can see things. You can see your products. Now, Google Meet now is a product of Google. So it's a digital product. And I can see this digital product on my device, on my phone, on my laptop, on my monitor. So that is user in. So UI designers are responsible for designing the look and feel. Can anybody hear me? Okay, I think my network doesn't heard me. Let me just recap before I think the network went bad. So I said UI designers are responsible for designing the look and feel of a particular product. So you are responsible for designing how a product will look like. You're ensuring consistency in visual elements and creating intuitive and engaging user. Point is the same across every what a UI designer is responsible for. Can you guys please hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
If you are no longer hearing me,
I can
just
hear you.
try to call attention.
I can't hear you.
So think of what you can do on an app, from pulling down to from refreshing, from the enter, from the call, from the delete, from everything you're doing, you're chatting. All this is the UI that you're doing on your phone. They are all UI, the user interface. So that's what UI means, user interface. So let's proceed. What is UX design? So UX design focuses on the overall experience of users when interacting with a digital product. Now we're using Google Meet as a case study. The way I'm able to interact with Google Meet is the UX. So I am using Google Meet to present. I'm using Google Meet to pass information across to you guys. That is user experience. And although the Nigerian network is happening to us right now, but it's a smooth experience. You guys can all see my screen. It is clear on your own end. If it's time for you to talk, you unmute your mic and you communicate. We are interacting on this digital product, and it's giving us a seamless experience because Google Meet is going to be top-notch visual platforms today across the world. So we're all enjoying this experience. I think network now. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, you can. I can hear you.
All right. All right. Thank you. So I know that some of us would have used some app or a platform, probably a website, and you'll be discouraged from the start that what is this? Probably they have poor reception, poor network, loading screen takes time. That is bad UX. So you will just be frustrated and you wouldn't even want to continue on that platform. That is user experience. How you are feeling about using an app. That is user experience. How you feel towards an app. So let's proceed. So it focuses on the interaction that a human user has with a digital product and services. The way you interact with websites, the way you interact with mobile apps, that is the user experience. It ensures that the user finds these products and services, both digital and physical, easy to use, logical and fun. So the way I'm able to use this app, the way I'm able to interact with this app, the way I'm able to interact with the website makes it easy, logical, and very, very simplified for me to use. That's the UX, the user experience. You have to know who your users are to make something that works well for them. So I need to know who my users are. So I'm going to do something that works well for them. So in UX, you're going to be doing research. It's very important for you to know your target audience. That's who your users are. So if you're working on an educational platform, you know that, okay, this is, or these are my target audience, school, students, that would be your target audience. So you will now know that, okay, this is what I'm going to do for them to use this app. This is how I'm going to build this app for them. That is how UX works. So UX designers are responsible for conducting user research, creating user personas and journey maps, designing wireframes and prototyping, and optimizing the product usability and accessibility. That's what UX designers are responsible for. So when you start a product, you carry out a user research, you create user personas, that's fictional representation of your target audience, that's user personnel, then journey maps, how this app will go, or how this website will go, the information architecture, the user flow, that is what is covered in the UX. Then you design wireframes. How will this app look like? Then prototype, the testing of this platform, the testing of this app. How will this app function? Then optimizing the app for usability. Can people really use this app? And accessibility. How accessible is my app to people? That's what you're going to do as a UX designers. They aim to create seamless and delightful experiences that leave a positive impression on users and drive satisfaction. You'd have used some app that you'd be like, wow, I love this app. I love everything about this app. From the onboarding down to checkout, there was no glitch, no error. And you even recommend that particular product to your friends, to your colleagues, to your family. Why? Because of the good user experience. So as UX designers, we should always take it into note that I am not designing for myself, or I'm not creating a particular product for myself. I'm creating a particular product for people to experience, take into account the user and the way the user feels. So I'm not thinking about myself, I'm thinking about the user. How will my user feel when they're using my products? how do people feel when they're using this particular product? Can they use this particular product? Will this particular product be easy for them to use? So you will take it into consideration. Then you create a nice, good, user-friendly platform for people. That's all about UX. So let's proceed. Differences between UI and UX design. What are the differences? So they are similar, but they are different. They are totally different things.
We can't hear you again.
And if you can't see the screen again.
I guess her network is down.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, but we can't see your screen. Okay, it's up
Can you see
now.
now?
Screen
Okay,
is
we can
up.
see it now.
It's just fluctuating. I'm so sorry for this. Okay, I was talking about the differences between UI design and UX design. So UI and UX, they are closely related but distinct components of the design process and are focusing on the user interaction with a product. So that's how UI UX design work. They both work hand in hand. So here are the key differences between UI and UX. The first one is definition. That's the main difference or the first difference between UI and UX. So definition. So if you have to state a difference between UI and UX, the first thing that should come to your mind is the definition. Now you know that UI means user interface, UX means user experience. So UI refers to the visual elements and interactive component of a product or interface. It includes everything that users interact with, such as buttons, menus, icons, layouts, images, whatever thing is visually represented. That's what UI is all about. Then we have UX. So UX, the user experience. UX encompasses the overall experience and satisfaction that the user has while interacting with a product or service. So how the user is feeling when interacting with a particular product, that is the UX. So it considers the user's emotion, perception, and behavior towards the entire journey from initial discovery to task completion. So how the user is feeling while using your product. So from the onboarding, from the sign up to the login, to the email verification, to the home page, to the purchase page, add to cart, and the likes. How the user feel, that process is what they call user experience. So that's number one difference, the definition. So the second difference is focus. That's the second difference. So UI focuses on the look and feel of the interface, emphasizing visual aesthetics, layouts, and interactive elements. That is what UI focuses on, the look and the feel of it. Then UI designers are responsible for creating visually appealing and intuitive interfaces that effectively communicate information and guides user interactions. That's what UI focus on. Everything interactive, everything visual, UI focuses on that. We are responsible for creating visually appealing interfaces. Your interface should be nice, it should be clean, it should be sleek as a UI designer. Then the UX focuses on overall experience of the user, considering factors such as easy to use, efficient, and satisfaction. Those should be your endpoints on the product. So when a user uses my
We can't
product,
see your screen.
okay, can anybody see my screen or is only Adegoke?
I can see your screen.
I can see your
Okay, yeah,
screen.
No, I can't see your screen. No.
I can't.
really join again.
I'm seeing
Yeah,
nothing
I'm
else.
seeing the logo as well.
Okay, join again, please.
Okay then.
Screen on.
I
Okay, I
think
can
people
see
can see
some.
my screen. Just join again. We can. Okay. Okay. So UX, it focuses on factors like easy to use, efficiency, and satisfaction. That's the end point of user experience. So as a UX designer, that is what you should be focusing on. Understanding your user needs, conducting research, and designing solutions that meet these needs to provide positive user experience. Because you want your user to feel at ease. You want them to come back to use a particular product. Why OPay is one of the widely used fintech app in Nigeria is because of their user experience. They have this good user experience. You know that when you send money, OPay to OPay, under 3 seconds, the receiving party has gotten alerts. That is the user experience. So the third one we're going to look at is components. So UI focuses on tangible components of the interface, such as colors, typographies, buttons, and other visual elements. Like you're seeing on your phone now, you see that there are different colors. And note, see the way they are used in moderation. Google Meet now, you see the gray color, the black color. Now the black color is for the presenter because I'm presenting my screen. So there's a dark theme background. Then on everybody's frame or section, there's a gray color. Then there's a white text. That is the user interface. We all know what red signifies. When you see red, you know that red signifies error or caution. When you see green, you know that okay, green signifies correct, approved, successful. So this is what the UI designer take into note. We are responsible for colors, typography, your font. If you're using Montserrat, if you're using Poppin, if you're using Roboto, that is what should be your focus as a UI designer. Then your buttons. So your active button, your inactive button, your overstate button. These are what you should take into consideration. Then other visual elements like your icons. Use icons that people are familiar with. Now you see that this microphone icon, now I already know what it's used for. It's used for muting. So if I see something different, I might not know what it means. So if you know that, okay, this is not a universal icon, try to include a note or a text or an explanation for your users so they can know what the icon represents. Don't just assume that people know what this icon is meant for. So it's concerned with creating a visually cohesive and aesthetically pleasing design. So all these things work hand in hand, your color, your typography, your button, your icons, your menu, everything works hand in hand to create a visually appealing design. Then the UX. UX design encompasses a broader range of components, including user research, information architecture, wireframing, prototyping, usability testing. That is what UX is all about. It's all about user research, information architecture, how the app will function, the functionalities of the app, features in the app, wireframing, the sketch of this app, of the app, prototyping, the testing of this app, the usability testing. Can people really use my app or my product? It focuses on creating a seamless and enjoyable experience for users throughout their interaction with the product. So from the onset, from the beginning, that's from your information architecture or your user flow, starts to the end, people should be able to enjoy seamless and enjoyable experience. So the fourth one is skills and roles. As you know, we have UI designers and we have UX designers. So UI designers typically have expertise in graphic design, not necessarily, but you can have an idea about graphic design, visual communication, user interface principle. So you should know user interface principle because you are designing the user interface. So they are skilled in using design tools such as Adobe XD, Sketch, Figma to create mock-ups and prototype. So you can use Adobe XD, Sketch. And the funny thing is that all the interfaces, they have the same interface. Sketch, Adobe XD, Create.io. There are so many tools out there, so many design tools, and they all have the same interface. So if you can use Figma, you can also use Adobe XD, you can use Create, because they all have the same interface. So those are the tools you use as a UI designers because you are designing. So UX designers, they often have background in psychology. You know what? They're dealing with humans, how people feel. They're understanding humans, how we feel. So human-computer interaction or user research. So they possess skills in user research methodologies, information architecture, interaction designs, and usability testing. So UX designers collaborate closely with stakeholders, developers, and other team members to create user-centered designs as a function of a UX designer. Then the fifth one is output. So the output of UI design includes visual assets such as mock-up, prototype, style guides that define the visual appearance and interaction pattern of the interface. So when you're when you are delivering your deliverables, you should include things like mock-up, prototype, your style guides. Those are what people want to see as a UI designer. So you come to me and, okay, what do you have to show as a UI designer? You show me your wireframes, your mock-up, your designs. That should be what I should see from you. Then the UX, we're expecting something like your findings, your results findings, your personnel, your metrics, your journey maps, your wireframes, your interactive prototype. This is what you show that, okay, yes, this product will work well, this app will work well. So those are the differences between the UI design and the UX design, user interface and user experience. So the tools used in UI design, like I said earlier, there are so many tools. So the tools used in UI design, they are the powerhouse applications that bring our creative visions to life. So we as UI designers, we are magicians in our own way because we are creating magic. We are bringing visions to life. We're creating creatives. So what tools do we use in UI design? We use Adobe XD, we use Figma, we use Sketch, we use Google Meet, we use Google Analytics, we use Google Sheets. There are so many tools used in UI design, UX design. So with time goes on, you will know how to use some of these tools. So with that, we have come to the end of today's class, Introduction to UI UX Design. So now we'll be open to taking questions. So we still have time on our side. So just kindly raise up your hand and we'll be calling out your names to ask questions. So we don't want this platform to be rowdy. Thank you. Okay, Oguntoye Victor, you can ask a question.
Oh, I kind of just started learning UI UX actually for graphic design. Can I say I'm a UI designer rather than say like no? The question is, I'm a graphic designer, and is it a must I become a UX designer as well? Hope you get my question now.
Yes, graphic design is
Okay.
totally different from UI design.
Okay.
There are two different disciplines, but you can be a graphic designer and you can also be a UI UX designer. You can be a graphic designer and not be a UI designer. You can be a UI designer and not be a graphic designer. You can even have knowledge of both. Me now, I'm solely a UI designer. I'm not a graphic designer, but that doesn't mean I don't have idea about graphics design. Do you get it?
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, I did this.
All right. Thank you. So we'll go to Philip. Philip, please ask your question.
My brother.
All right, good evening, man. I don't know if I'm audible enough.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me, man? Okay. So my question is this: can we separate as a designer? Can we separate UI from UX? What I mean is that can we be a UI designer and all you know how to do is design
Of course.
why you don't know much or you don't know anything
Yes.
about the UX, or can we be only the UX design, like you know how to carry out the user experience research and everything, and don't know much about the UI? How can we? Because I tend to see that most designers that I've seen, there are some that knows a little bit about the interface building, and then when it comes to the experience, they lack a lot. So how do we combine these two together?
Okay, this is it. This is how it works. You can be a UI designer and not be a UX designer. You can be a UX designer and not be a UI designer. Now, do you know there are so many careers in UI and UX field. You can also be a UX researcher. With time, as time goes on, we're going to talk about careers in UI UX design. So even for Nigeria and the way economy is, that's why the two are working hand in hand. You know, like if you want to apply for a job, they will say UI UX designer. Some will say knowledge about front end development. Some even say knowledge in graphic design. That if you look at it now in the foreign world, the foreign job world, if they need
Please, I'm not hearing you, Mal.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Probably you're muted.
all right, can anybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we are
sure.
hearing
Yes,
you,
we
man.
can hear you.
Okay, sorry, it was my network just posted. So as I was saying, this is for how Nigeria is. Normally, you can just pick a niche in this field. There are so many fields. There's so many roles you can do in UI and UX design. You can even be an interactive designer. You can be a creative designer. You can be a visual designer. So there are so many fields in UI UX design, and you just pick one, and that will be your main focus. But because the job factor in Nigeria is not favorable, that is why it's advisable to have idea or knowledge in both UI and UX design. So UI and UX design, they are the major fields in product design, and that's why it's just going to be a win-win. So if you have idea in UI, it's good to also have idea in UX as a Nigerian because of the job market. And when you are searching for a job, you will see UI UX designer, UI UX designer. Although they are different, but you should have idea in both because you'll be doing the job of both parties. So you are doing the job of a UI designer and you're doing the job of a UX designer. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, you answered the question, man. Sorry, I have
All right.
another question now.
All right, go on.
Okay. Over time, I there is this thing we used to hear UI designs, UI UX design. Sometimes we used to hear product design. So what's the um difference between the two and what's differentiate them?
Okay. Now, product design is like the parent. Product design, as the name implies, you are designing a particular product. So product design is the main term for UI UX designers. So UI UX designers come under product designers. So you can identify as a product designer, which is suitable and which is even more preferable for you as a UI UX designer. So it's just a general term. You're not branching into any field now. You're just doing strictly product design. That means you're doing everything. UI designer, you're a product designer, you're a UX designer, you're a visual designer, that's product designer. So your major focus is on everything. Then UI designer, you're designing only the interface. Then UX design, you're ensuring seamless experience for the user. So that's just difference, but they are all under product design. So I can identify as a product designer and I can also identify as a UI UX designer. Do you understand? Hello, Philip. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I understand, ma. Yes, yes, I hear you, ma. We hear you, ma'am. I hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma, we can hear you, ma.
Seems like her network has thrown her out again. This is why I say we have to be praying for this network issue. Okay, while she's trying to oh, she's back. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
We
I
can
said
hear
in
you.
case I've answered your question, please just raise your hand up so I can attend to the rest. Okay, so Chuku, please ask your question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. First of all, I want to ask, is it possible for us to get the slides for this presentation?
Okay, right now it is not possible, but over time it will be communicated to you.
Okay. I still have another question. I want to ask,
Okay, please go.
okay, what's the difference between a UI designer? Yes, and that's the user interface designer, and then a front end developer. Like, do they work together, or are there differences between them?
Okay, yes, they work together and there are differences between them. There's a major difference between them. So a front-end developer works on the UI. That's what you can see, the front end. So that's their own focus. But you as a UI UX designer, you are designing, while the front-end developer is developing, making the products come to life. While you are designing how this product to look like. But they're also working on the front end, they're working on the UI. Do you get?
Yes, yes, I get.
Both working on the UI, but one is working on the design, the other is working on the development.
Okay. All right. I think I get it now.
Especially
And
calling
then,
of APIs.
Yes.
okay. I also want to ask, finally, I understand that UI for UI designers, the let's say they manifest their skills, or the as a UI designer, you bring your skills to life on by visually representing your ideas through Figma and Sketch and the rest of them, just as you've said now. Now, how does a UX designer implement all the researches he has made to, like we see the output of a UI in form of, the physical design he has done, the things he has put in place. But then a UX, does he, a UX designer, how does he implement these researches of he has made into the design?
Okay. Now the UX designer works with the UI for implementation. So you will hand over your findings, your documentation to the team. Remember that your team can be comprised of your product designer, your project designer, your product designer, your product manager, your project manager, the developers, stakeholders. So you're going to hand over. The UX designer will probably work on the wireframe. So you will share your wireframe to the UI designer that, okay, this is what I've done. So yeah, to implement this, and this is how this product will work. So from this screen, the user goes to this screen. you document this and you share it with the team. So the team can be on one page and everybody will know that, okay, yes, this is what we're working on. And this is my part in this product. This is where I'm focusing on. Do you get?
Yes, I get it. So that is to say that the UX guy is the research guy of the team, the one that gets to research and know what the users
Yes.
want.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Network has happened again.
Let's work. Oh. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be a lot better. Yeah, but I hope we all had a good first day
Amen.
of
Hopefully.
work
Okay, can
season.
anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, man.
Yes, I can hear you, man.
Okay. So I'll just take the last person. Victor.
Yeah, I already asked on this. I just want to know if how frequent will this class be holding. So I get myself.
Okay, Alex.
Okay,
Mm,
thank you so much, ma. Good evening, ma. All right.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, ma. So I want to ask that, if possible, can we get the course outline for this in case maybe we have some of us that might want to study ahead? Thank you, ma.
Okay, so sorry that we do not give that. Course outline will not be given to you guys, but it's just introduction to UI UX design that we're basically focusing on in this boot camp. So everything you need to know about UI and UX is what we're communicating to you on this boot camp. Okay, does that answer your question, Alex?
All right, ma.
All right, thank you. So I think, okay, Victor, you're still raising up your hand. Please, in case you don't have any question, just raise your hand. You can lower your hand. So I think with that, I'll just hand over to my colleague to take over from here. Hi, Nicholas.
Sorry, you didn't answer my question. As regards the time it's loading and how frequent are we going to do the
Okay,
classes?
please, I can hear you. Can you speak louder?
I said how frequent are we going to be meeting and the time?
How?
Can you hear me now? Frequent, like how often are we going to be meeting? Is it once in a week or are we meeting
No,
for just
it's Mondays to Friday,
okay,
8 p.m. to 7 p.m. Just 1 hour
Ma, which
class.
day, ma? I'm sorry, ma.
okay, thank you.
Monday and Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday to Friday.
Okay, I think she's out. So the class first, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so just like she said, the class will be Mondays to Fridays. All right, for the next 3 weeks, Mondays to Fridays, 8 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, Saturday, Sunday, you can go and have fun and flex, and then Monday we come back to work. All right. So I want to believe we all had a good first class today. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, please, I have a question.
Friday.
Can we get the
For me or for
slide
the
of
instructor?
the Can we get the slide?
Um, for now it's not available, but when it is, would that it would be communicated to everyone.
All
Yeah.
right, no problem.
Yeah, it will be communicated with
Thank you.
everyone.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you too. So okay, I will, let me just say this here. I will still go put it on the group, but please you all should send me a DM. All right. I will still say it on the group, but then send me a DM containing your name, your email. All right. So I believe we've all been told about the leadership board, yeah? The leaderboard
Yeah.
rather.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Lecture about it.
All right. So just to be clear, that is where your scores will be going up in um attendance. So this is not just a boot camp where everybody just comes in and goes out. No, there's going to be record attendance, your performance in class, project score. All right. And one thing I can assure you is, in as much as you are going to be gaining a lot from this boot camp, at the same time it's also going to be fun. Yeah, it's also going to be fun. So you all stay tuned, and like I'm talking like a radio person. We'll definitely keep interacting on the group, and then we'll see in class again tomorrow. All right. Yes, yes. Okay. Does anyone have any question for me?
Eh, Sorry, please, I don't know if there will be a recorded part so that we can also be able to follow on something.
You said what?
I don't know if the class will be recorded, so we can always go to bank of we can always go to check later.
Okay, I'll have to take that up with my superior, and we'll get back to you on it.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I will be expecting you all messages in my DM containing your full name and your email address. All right, and we shall communicate more in the group chat. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I'm sure you guys had a very lovely first day. Yeah. Tomorrow shall be better, and God willing, network will not happen to us. Amen. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, you can now start. You can now begin to exit. Amen. No. Yes. So amen. 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 Ah, somebody is joining when we are already leaving. Yeah. Philip, I cite you. Miriam, I see you. Yeah. All right, guys.
You did not see me, sir.